Hi there, it's the 20th of January, and today I thought we were going to continue with the um, old IBM PC uh, bootable region, VMBR, and perhaps some more programs. Actually, I prepared an instruction file. We can look at it. I think I called it to do. Yep. So I just explained what I wanted done. It's actually implementing an assembler which can deal with a reduced instruction set from this 8086 processor. Uh, and the assembler should itself be written in that reduced instruction set so it can bootstrap itself later. You can probably pause and read this prompt if you want to. But I will just start it. Start on implementing what's in the to do file. And we'll see what it will do. I'm not sure we will make this fully this session because it's a rather large and a little bit different project and very hard to debug since it will be a very minimal machine code with probably very obscure error messages. Anyway, it started with planning. I will be silent for a while, and when we see the plan, I might comment on it. Okay, it has made a plan. Define reduced assembler syntax and instruction subset plus disk layout constants. Yeah, that sounds nice. Write an 8086 stage 2 assembler in NASM using only the subset including cookie crumbs, parsing, emission and BIOS disk IO. Okay, it will use NASM for bootstrapping. That is okay, I guess. Write MBR stage 1 to load stage 2 cluster, pass drive and jump and debug crumbs. Yeah, sounds good. Create reduced language source for the assembler itself and a tiny sample program. Place it in source cluster. Yes, good. And build script to assemble binaries and generate disk image with MBR plus assembler clusters plus source plus zero output cluster. Verify success. Yes, this is, well, it's not much of a plan. It's basically my specifications. So I will be silent for a while and I will come back later to comment what it has reached. Today I will actually leave the screen at times since this will take some time. I hope that's okay. Okay, it's happening things now. It actually tries to write the assembly file. It also puts some text to what it has been doing. Yeah, it makes a reduced assembler subset. It decides on how it will handle disk sectors. Parser design and encoding. Yeah. Disk IO. How to parse operands. Minimizing what is needed in the assembler syntax. He defines it tiny asm, which is the reduced language we are aiming to support here. It's doing detailing of a lot of things. So after well over 20 minutes, it has actually started to generate assembly code. Yeah, it's getting interesting. Will it do some assembly code that actually boots and starts to assemble, or will it crash much earlier? Just checking in after more than 30 minutes of vibing, totally in just one shot. That it's quite interesting how long it runs all alone. It seems we are closing in since it's starting to make a build script with Python. Actually, I must say I would be very surprised if this works at the first shot. It's quite a complicated session, and I expected it to come back sooner with partial. This was interesting. Right now, it actually has started to generate the actual code, and it didn't fit in its first guess. It guessed that it would fit in 4 kilobytes. Yes, that's right. The guess was too small, but it seems to fit in 5 kilobytes. Uh, that is the assembled code, the object code. Uh, the disk image itself will be 40 kilobytes, and that's basically for the source code is about 30 kilobytes probably. It still has to patch things. Okay. It has completed its plan. It took 40 minutes. I've built the bootable MBR tiny ASP stage 2 assembler, blah blah blah. Wow. Okay. Build slash disk dot image with layout. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I should have told you that I did extend the VGA lab to not just load 512 bytes MBRs, but larger disk images starting with an MBR. So we should be able to use this build slash disk image directly. And well, if this works, that's so strange. We have to browse there. You won't see the browsing window, unfortunately. That's a problem with this kind of window sharing. But I will go to vibes, this, build, disk image. Okay, you can see I've loaded this disk image here and we'll try to run it. Bootstrap from hard disk. AE0x11. I think that means error 17. So I will tell we got AE0. It's apparently some unexpected error code. Okay, there was a bug in the hex code printing. Disk read failure, likely caused by issues reading stage 2 sectors. Okay. Okay, it has fixed the error. Well, the bug with the error number, but we should probably still get an error. Yep. Yep. Correct. AEOX. Do you need more instrumentation to get further, or can you? Okay, it's thinking it might be cylinder head sector calculation bug. Once upon a time, disks were not linearly laid out, so the address of sectors was to give the cylinder number, the head number, and the sector number. instead of just a linear block ID number. And since we are working with, well, this Jurassic kind of computing, there might be some problem with the LBA to CHS conversion. Maybe it is an off by one error, it said. There is a very likely bug. The MBR never initialized DS SSSP. Okay, we will try again. Or maybe I have to do reselect the disk image before I do. Okay. It is still a. He will add some instrumentation so we can find what the error is. I realized that we already has done a rather long video, so maybe I will stop this very soon and we'll get back to this in a later vibe. Yeah, sorry. Okay. So these are registers. The A registers high parts, the C registers high and low parts, and the D. Okay, it seems it has found some error in the LBA to CHS conversion. Okay, that's a new idea. Okay, and getting further. Error number 4 after ABC has been. Okay, he had used some label styles starting with dot that isn't recognized by the assembler. And there's also a problem with the label length. Yeah, I actually suspected that we would get bugs like this. And now we're actually entered an iterative part of the vibing here. In real time, I think I have been doing this for an hour or more. I hope it has sped up considerably in the videos. We'll see with that. Rebuild the image, okay. Unfortunately. Okay. He adds some instrumentation when it comes to unknown mnemonics. I don't think he expected that output format. Okay, it might be that he didn't get all dots done with, but it also may be his templating. He did some templating using @signs for template variables. I should tell you that this is more normal vibing, at least for me, because I usually do more complex stuff than I have done in the videos earlier, and this is more complex. So the model will do bugs and such. And in this case, I'm mostly acting as a monkey and just pastes error codes because it, even if I can read assembly, but it's been some years, but uh, he will be faster at diagnosing the errors than I will. If I would have done this in Rust or so, I might have pointed in the proper direction for him to go. So we'll see what happens here. Oh, there's something new at least. ABC and empty C dot 74 and the error. Okay, there might be register clobbering due to interrupts to the BIOS. So he pushes and pops the D segment register. Is that used to mean the data segment register, but it's actually a generic segment register. New error? Hmm. That's strange. Yeah. It's getting too late for me here. I will let this run and we will test whatever he has got, but then I think I will stop for today. Yeah, it's still an error here. I will do like this. Yeah. And we can check here, and we have actually used 10% of a weekly quota from ChatGPT. I'm using a colleague's account here, since she is not a developer, and these tokens are only for codecs. Yeah, I can show you what files there was. There's a README. I guess that's the plan. And we have the MBR assembly, but then we also have the actual assembler, and we might want to look at that. See how it looks. Okay, it has these templates things which the build.py changes for constants in the Python script. And then it gets assembled with NASM, but my goal is that it should be assembled with itself. Yeah. It's not too unreadable, I think. Well, it's assembly, so of course you have to have some knowledge about assembly to understand it, but to me well, it's old school, but I understand what it says. Yeah. Well, there's lots of code, and this code It is about 32K, but it just gets to be below 7 kilobytes of executable code afterwards. I think it can be seen here. So yeah, it's only 6 kilobytes, stage2.bin. Yeah, there's the expanded assembler source with the templates altered. Okay, bye for today.